Working on the Snider enfield breech block assembly. I had a stuck lug that I had to work out. It was jamming in the hole and not engaging into the receiver well enough. So I spent quite a bit of time trying to get that out. Follow the procedure to take this off the rifle and remove the pieces to allow this to come out. I had to put a lot of 3-in-1 in there to see if I could get it to release. And what I finally wound up having to do, it was moving a little bit at the end, and I had to jam it in and run the Dremel around the outside here to free it up all the way. I guess there's been a bit of banging going on the face for some reason, and I had to just round out the hole a bit better so that the piece would come all the way out. And in the process, I don't know if the spring broke or it was broken in there already, so I replaced it with another spring. Seems to have enough bounce to allow that to work back and forth. So I'll give that a try for now. It's just out of a spring kit I got at Princess Auto. So I'll put it back together. This is the firing pin. It just comes out through the hole here. Just a simple, I just use a small wrench to remove it counterclockwise. There's a spring under there that allows that to go back and forth. There's not a lot of pressure on it. When you release it, it comes out pretty easy. It doesn't go flying off. But I removed that and cleaned that up inside too. There's still a lot of rust seeping out, but it's good enough for now. It doesn't allow, the hole is one channel up to here. It doesn't allow you to punch through into here to allow you to get at this. I worked at that a bit with a punch, and it's quite a steep angle to try and punch out, so it didn't work very well. It was bending the punch up, as you can see. So it does help a bit to get that out and work it back and forth in the channel there. And you see it's got a channel all the way through. There's a little bit of a roller here that the arm works against when it's pulling this in and out as you release it from the receiver. So next is just to put it all back together and just follow the reverse procedure. There's on the British military forum there's a procedure for how this all comes apart and goes back together. So that will fit in there into the slot, and then have to put the screw back in on the pivot point, and then the rest of it goes back together on the rifle. I'll show that going back on it into the rifle in a minute here. I'll just put some of this together and get back to you. Okay, the rifle here. The lug is moving nice and freely now. I'll put a little bit of oil on there. Next will be to put it back in the rifle. Oil on the spring for the door. Obviously, loop things up. The spring just goes here on the hinge. pin goes back in. And you'll have to line that hole up for the top where the screw goes back in. Probably needs a little bit of a tap to get in the rest of the way. Got to come into this. The end piece now, which maybe let's hold on it up a bit. Okay, so I'm going to try this again. Probably have to use a little bit of persuasion, I think, to get that in properly. Remember when you're pushing this in that there's this little cutout in there. You want that on the side. We'll have to work that a bit. Yeah, but anyways, you get the idea. That's how that piece goes back in. I have to line up my screw a bit. My hole is not quite lined up yet, so I have to work on doing that next, and then she's back together and ready to play with. Okay, so I was able to get that in. The screw is stripped just a little bit, so it's a bit difficult to get in. As I tapped the pin all the way in, everything seems to be okay now. Now locking nut goes down and it stays in the breech nicely. It doesn't pop out like it used to, so should work well now. So next will be to develop a nice load for this rifle and get it out to the range and try it out. That's it for now. And I get to shooting some rounds through it. I'll put up a video for that.